Welcome to channel unpack, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested in migrating to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell on the side so once about all the updates and news, you'll be the first one getting all the insight. Now, elections coming up, the general election of Australia, well, it's going to be before May. Whether it's going to be March or April, it's still undecided. However, the debates between the major two parties has been heated up. And recently, as the opposition leader, Peter Dutton, has attending a fundraising function, had talked to one of the migration agent from China. Talked about how significant investment visa could actually be revived. Now, this topic has been all the way start burning into the parliament, debate and chat. Now, in this video, we would like to talk about how the Liberal Party and Peter Dutton's actually contact and his actually problem, because all we know, it's after COVID, or the democratic nation is going against the Communist Party of China. So how would that actually work? Will that actually work favor towards Peter Dutton, or would it actually work the other way? Obviously, the Australian government in the past 10 years has been talking about how those foreign influence and had actually legislate a certain law to actually ban such influence. That means a foreign entity or person donating money to the Australian politicians. Now, that has been a big debate for just before COVID. And now, fundraising, I mean, obviously we know the migration agent, the Chinese migration agent, she's probably holding Australian passport no more. So currently, not no more, but whether or not the money can actually be funded from the foreign entity through a person to a politician, well, that's debatable. So how would this actually work? Well, don't know. Let's have a look how the debate has been going. So there has been two debates, and at the end of this video, I'll provide my my thoughts and my comments on this. All right. First of all, the finance media has actually came out with this a couple of days ago. That's on the 11th of February. Talking about it in defense of Australian golden ticket visa. So basically, you can actually Google this. Basically saying how the golden ticket visa has financially and economically benefited the nation. In conjunction, that recently there has been a raise of such similar visa from New Zealand. Now, how will actually New Zealand do that? I think they will still have some difficulty and problem that from what I can the information I received. So this financial review media information is basically talking about how that actually benefits, how much money is going there, and how the money has actually contributed to human resources, people working in the financial sectors, and there's more employment there, and how the money has been injected in different sectors within the nation. So obviously, if the money is there, the money can come. And even though I think the key question here is, now, without this kind of golden ticket visa, couldn't Australia financial market attract other type of investments? I mean, 5 million is if you're really looking to the financial market, 5 million is really nothing. It could technically attract a lot more, probably 5 billion, if there's a good project. For example, some energy project, whether or not you like the hydrogen or you like the nuclear. You can actually get a lot more investments through that way. Just the pure investment rather than selling a visa. Correct? I think you will agree with me on that one there. So I'm not too sure how this defense will actually be reasonable. Obviously, there has been investment visa. I mean, I'm not against investment visa, but how it's actually been, the idea has been coined out, all the way in the program, really need to be talked about in detail. Now, the other one thing I wanted to show you also is the figure. Okay, now the figure from this is directly from Department of Home Affairs, and that is this figure actually shows, and I'll demonstrate with more articles, that I do not think Peter Dutton will actually revive the SIV. However, even if he is elected as the next Prime Minister, I think he will then use the current National Innovation Visa with another pathway within the policy to actually encourage investments. I think that's the way that he will actually do it, rather than reviving an SIV. Why? Because we can see this in the past figure. Now this, you can search this. This is straight from Department of Home Affairs Significant Investment Visa Statistics. Obviously, it has been stopped for a couple of years. Now, if we scroll down and you check every year, you will see a big problem. Now, what is the big problem? Let me show you. Now, here we go. Let's just see this figure here in 2020. Okay, you can see the percentage of application and percentage being granted. China, 84.8%. Hong Kong, 5.1%. Now, we all know what had happened in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is so soon to be, I think a lot of people already said that it's just another city of China. So if we add 5.1% to 84.8%, what does that give us? That's 90%. 90% of the SIV application are coming from China. Now, how would that actually, why on earth would a country open up an investment program just to attract people from China? Now, what happened in China is that after the second term of Xi Jinping, there's a lot of cash wanted to escape, flee out of China. Now, would this SIV, the existing SIV, bring and revive them, will still work today in 2025? I really doubt about it, because first of all, the economic problem and the situation in China is no longer the same as back 10 years ago. Secondly, there has been very strict rules on money moving out of China. So, and also the other thing, you may track this down. There's a series of stuff going on in Singapore now, is because the Chinese money is under investigation for the money laundering issues there. So again, if you see this figure, now this is a real figure and it's public. You can find it anyway. If you go back to 2019, it's still the same. It's almost like 90%, 89% all coming from China. And 2018, again, it's the same, and it's more than that. 88.2 plus 3.4, that's 91.6%. I mean, that's why on earth would Australian government open up another or reviving another visa just to attract one specific countries of people? It just doesn't work that way. I mean, Australia is a multicultural nation. It shouldn't actually do that. Now, the other thing I also want to mention is that, look, it's 2025. If not for fleeing or escaping from an authoritative, a CCP or the country like that, then why would a person with 5 million or more, trying to just buy a visa to come to Australia? Now, first of all, 10 years ago and now is totally different. Now, with the inflation and things, the high costings in Australia, if you have $5 million, you would have, staying somewhere else. It's safer, cheaper, better life, There's a lot of choice you can make. And that's why the problem that we see, the $5 million SIV program, the only interest were from Chinese. Other than that, no one really interested about coming to Australia with $5 million just buy a golden ticket visa. That's another problem that I think a lot of politicians, they just don't want to spill that out straight away. However, as a media out there has been a lot more information coming out, and I can show you this. This just came out, I think this is from yesterday. You see this from news.com. You can find this dirty money Peter Dutton accused of opening door Chinese billionaire snapping up a luxury home under a golden ticket visa. So this is basically talking about what I just talked about. So why would you revive a visa program that's specifically targeting on one ethnic group, that's the Chinese people, and all these politicians, they can access. If I can access to the figure from this publicly open up in the Department of Home Affairs, all these politicians would know 90% of them come from China. Why would you open up or revive a visa just to attract one ethnic group? And there has been an issue previously. Now that's also under with the former government that's liberal. Peter Dutton was, I think he was the Minister of Immigration or Minister of Home Affairs back then. There's a person named Huang Xiangmo. He migrated through the program, and he's a billionaire. And you can see a lot of news if you search his name. And he wanted to become citizen of Australia. Now, because the foreign influence law, he has been criminalized and his citizenship has been denied. And I think his permanent residency also being cancelled due to that problem there, as he has been found heavily connected to the CCP, that's Chinese Communist Party, with the influence to the Australian politician. Now, this news was back in 2021, so a lot of people probably, you can just search his name. There's tons of news and how the politicians, Peter Dutton was one of them, accused whatever the issue there, because he was influencing one of the Labour MP, member of parliament. So you can read some of the information there. And if we continue to go on the 7th of February, again, talk about CCP, the Chinese Communist Party linked casino high roller attend event with Peter Dutton. So why was Peter Dutton there? Obviously, all the politicians will say, "Oh, I'm just attending, functions." Don't know that they definitely will be a Chinese other diplomats or people who is influenced and things like that. So you can read about this. So this video will basically talk about on the SIV. Now, first of all, related to, because the opposition leader Peter, I don't know why he will actually raise that. I think he got set it up. I don't think to be honest, I don't think he will actually revive the SIV due to the basic statistics. Why would you revive a visa category that traditionally in the past, with historical statistics, only attract 90% of people coming from China? Why would you do that? And now a lot of these SIV, personally I know, they were either being investigated for the money laundering issue, or numbers of them had actually, when they returned back to China, they could not actually return back to Australia for whatever the political reasons. So why would you do that? And apart from that, if we cut out 90% of these applicants, if we really revive the SIV program and cut out these 90% of people coming from China, Hong Kong, why would you do it? Why would you do that? I mean, there's only a handful of people who actually do it. Again, we're going to be, I think we really need to follow what Donald Trump has called out the idea. We really need to think common sense, right? Really need to see, think about common sense. If you have $5 million or more, people with $5 million, they probably have assets a lot more than 5 million. If you have that kind of assets, why would you choose Australia and just buy a visa? Because there's a lot more other options out there. You can have 5 million sitting in whatever the investment that you have, and live happily anywhere around the world. Why Australia? Australia has the inflation, the housing issues, and if you think about the accessibility globally, Australia is in the southern hemisphere, although the climate and the environment is very good. Other than that, if you got 5 million, you can send your kids just as international student. You don't need to stock that 5 million in the deposit, and that's being held up for 3 or 4 years. Why would you do that? Right? You gotta think common sense. Anyway, should you have more question or query, more than welcome to leave a comment right down below, and I'll see you next video. Goodbye.